Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video, let's do a unit showcase for the New Year's units we just got. However, this time, I want to feature gameplay from the community. So I asked my community members that I met here on the channel, that hang out on my Discord, to submit footage of their gameplay with the new units. Alright, let's get right into it, and let's start with Capiter. Alright, Capiter is well known as the #1 Marie fan, and Capiter submitted some PvP footage, Marie, and let's take a look at that because there's some analysis we need to do. All right, first clip, here we go.
Clear the way.
Now, what we're looking for is Marie to cast the character skill, and we want to see that cooldown reduction on everyone's weapon skills, right? The problem is it doesn't take hold until the turn after, which is usually either you or the enemy doing another auto attack. So in this case, let's watch carefully. Okay, so Capiter's Gale runs out, and just there you see the cooldowns jump forward. Watch this again. Now watch the cooldowns, and they jump forward, and looks like a good scenario. We have all 6 skills ready. Only a few on the enemy team. Very cool. On to the next one. So, notice that the enemy has a sniper, Noelle.
Clear the way.
Noelle runs out, does a 4-chain, and takes a bunch of time to do it because her animations are slow. This is not a good scenario to have Marie on your team. So Marie casts, and then look, her cooldowns are almost ready already anyway. And now, where do we get that reduction? Kind of didn't matter because someone that went before her took too much time. Duh! So hopefully, you know, maybe we get an update where it's not so finicky to use this character skill, or that's just how it is. And if you know that the enemy team has a sniper, maybe she's not the best strategy. But in situations where you know that it works well against the team, she can be so awesome. Let's take a look at another here.
Cut down everything in my way.
Okay, Marie casts. Yuri follows with a single hit. Now this is a great scenario. That single hit didn't take any time. We got that reduction right away. I'm going to scroll back. Let's watch that reduction now. Look at the skills. And boom, they jump forward. And everyone's ready to go with all 6. And the enemy is just starting to get the first wave of skills up. Okay, one more. And I believe this one is the same exact thing. We have one single Yuri hit after. And notice Marie's also using an off-type weapon, the Subjugation Staff. That's pretty clutch. That's how I use her as well. I think that's the best strat to reduce the animation time. So that's how I feel about Marie and why people are so shaky with her. But you can see, you know, there's a niche. If you know that she's going to work well against the team you're up against, she's so awesome. But you know, if there's a Noelle and Noelle's animations tend to be really slow, then you're running the risk. You have no idea if that Noelle is going to come out and do a single hit or what's going to happen. All in all, I do still really like this Marie costume. Nobody submitted any PvE of Marie, but you know, she'd be a great support in like a light team and subjugation or something like that. You can imagine she's going to be there, cast it, and buff everyone's light damage. Cool. All right. So let's move forward to the next community member, Redgrave. Now, Redgrave has been crushing it in Arena all season, been hanging out around the rank 1 area. And Red submitted a lot of footage of New Year Yuri. So the first few are PvP clips. Let's take a look.
I'll cut down.
And this was sent over Discord, so pardon the potato quality. Yeah, pretty compressed. So what we're seeing in this run, by the way, is let's go back. Yuri is like auto attack sniping Griff before he can do any of his gimmicks. And that's what's so awesome about her. She's just that strong. Actually, I've been doing the same thing with Sino Akeha. So both of them are just crazy strong turrets, and they're lethal in AA phase. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And these are all going to be Yuri sniping an arena. Now, you see Akeha there is sporting a fire weapon, which means she naturally resists wind, but
Everything in my way.
took her out anyway. That was a big chain, but probably would have only needed 3 hits anyway. Okay, I'm moving forward. One more. Those pesky Christmas gales. Let's just hit her with weakness and get her out of the equation right away. Okay, so Red also submitted some PvE footage versus the fish. And we know that Celeb Yuri could already perform really high in this battle. You're just going to have an even easier time because New Year Yuri is a wind specialist. Still has the ridiculous multiplier and a 5-hit, and here it comes. Let's take a look at the damage. All caps. Very beautiful. So, thank you for that, Redgrave. Okay, next up, we have Daniel, who ran New Year Fio through a subjugation wave here. This is a wave 2, Daniel's loadouts. I'm going to skip ahead to the knockdown. So we're getting it all set up. We have Fractured Argo with the Water Crush, supporting a Courtly with the attack and pursuit buffs, triggering the knockdown. Saryu, of course, has the water buff both on her skill 1 and her character skill. And look at this. Fio is just vomiting capped damage just with every single hit in her character skill and both weapon skills. And we're going to wait for those to recharge. So again, you know, Fio's just like a Celeb Gale or a Celeb Marie, but with party support. So if you're trying to sneak in another attacker, they'd be getting the pursuit buff from her character skill as well, and some final capped hits on this last character skill. Another round of weapon skills. That's some stupid damage. And Daniel kept going with this loadout and achieved his first SSS 10, so congrats, Daniel. I know I haven't done that yet. I don't play Subjugation that much, though. So there you go. Fio wrecking in Subjugation. Very awesome. Okay, so I ran Fio. Let me pause this. This is my own arena footage with Fio. And take a look at this. 192,000 on that single auto. Sorry, that got a little messed up. Let's see it one more time. Boom! So close to knocking that Noelle out. All she needed was a 2-hit there. And I had some other runs where she did a big chain in that last hit. You know, in an auto attack chain, no matter what the final hit, even if it's a single hit, that final hit is a 100% damage hit. And she seemed to always be right around there, 190,000. So kind of like the other Bold Vigor attackers, she works great, but you know, that's not always ideal in Arena because you can't always guarantee that you're not going to get your Bold Vigor chipped off. You know, you can't guarantee you're going to have full HP. But let's take a look at these weapon skills from Fio. Gross. That is so strong. So again, you know, maybe you don't like using Celeb Gale, Celeb Marie, although they were one-hand sword users. What I was excited about here is now we have like a Celeb Gale type character, but that can actually main hand a subjugation weapon. So I was kind of excited about it. Of course, you know, the skill on that subjugation fist is like Cage Vigor and Bold Vigor. So I guess maybe in AA you take advantage of Bold Vigor, and maybe if you get hit, you can still take advantage of Cage Vigor. Not a totally recommended strat, but that's just the weapon she has to use. And pretty cool, very strong. She's not going to be my go-to. I still do like Lacrima Lavanya for the party support as the fist user. But, okay. So, final community member, we have Emule, a.k.a. Emulsifier, submitting this filthy speedrun of Tower. Oh my god. Okay, so we have a team here with the new Abstract Udiel, New Year Yuri, and Abstract Marie, who's a wind buffer. So in this first wave here, we can see he sets it up with Marie, Companion, 2 Yuri skills, and wave 1 is done. Keep in mind, this is the top level of tower. If you saw my stream, you know, it looked like what you'd expect. I'm chipping away. I'm doing several combos, full team combos on every wave, you know, and then like maybe even have a healer so I can survive all those hits, you know. Now watch this. Going into wave 2, spam tapping the skills on Udiel, carrying the combo over, which is very challenging. But look at this damage. That's weapon skill damage from Udiel, capping, knocking out wave 2 in 2 skills, and now carrying the combo over yet again. 2 character skills and just so close, just a sliver. But look at this. The auto attacks clean it up anyway. So let's take a look at that one more time. Again, this whole like carrying a combo over a wave is something I only learned about recently. Not a lot of people talk about that. And it's pretty challenging to do. You really have to spam tap, and then it still might not work. But this is a beautiful carryover. Stupid damage. They both have that like Tempest Pursuit. Both of them capping. It's just Udiel's a 4 hit, and that's the only problem here. None of the other 5 hits. We're doing it for Emuel to knock out wave 2. I'm sure. Cool, and that's all of the footage that was submitted to me. I still stand by everything I said in my banner review when the banner dropped. And by the way, there's still a day to get these. So if this helped kind of tip some opinions that were holding you back about whether to pull for them or not, I would advise you to save for anniversary and to also skip the current Argo banner. But if you did pull for these New Year's units and you can afford to get them and anniversary coming up, I think all 3 of them are really awesome. Again, we can see that Marie is kind of finicky in her usage, but can be just awesome in cooling down ahead of the enemy. It can be, you know, very valuable. Her weapon is amazing. It makes Bloody Gale a beast. So I've been using her, and you saw in Captor's footage, the Marie sword used on Bloody Gale. We finally have like a nice strong one-hand sword to use in PvP. Silver Snow Claw was kind of getting a little dated. Didn't have a lot of hits, etc. And we can see that Fio is an awesome Bold Vigor attacker that kind of crams in party support. Everyone's going to benefit from her pursuit buff if she has a water weapon, and she gives a passive attack buff to the party. And then, of course, New Year Yuri. People are just loving her in Arena and everywhere, every mode. Just like Celeb Yuri, she's just stupid, busted strong, especially for wind. Those are my thoughts, and thanks again to the community members for submitting their footage. I'm glad that I could feature that on the channel just to mix things up, and thanks so much to all the viewers. Follow the link in the description to my Discord if you want to join. If you feel like you're crushing it, you want to submit your footage to be featured in a future Farplane video. So thanks again for all the support and for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I will see you in the next